Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and grand night to the beautiful divine mirage watching this mindful message. It is your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another mindful observation that never existed physically till you understood and heard the thoughts that came out physically through the psychological part of the mind that's working in different ways that haven't worked on themselves before. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. And when it comes down to dominating your left hand, you got to be able to understand that. For one, the one method that I use to this day is mirroring the shadow side of the part that you keep hidden. So you have to harness the gift of your left hand, focus on it, and then make it an initiative to dominate it and motivate it to keep on focusing for itself. So when you're using your left hand, the one thing is you have to be able to see the hidden power that you are balancing every single day, because what remains imbalanced is the weakening part that you stay unmotivated onto working. Because the one thing that you should be working on is both sides of your body, the both parts of your brain, and keep them aligned and sane as well. And thing is too, I would say, for example, let's say today's Saturday, for example, on this experience, going to the gym, and I would say for 10 to 50 minutes or even an hour, however you choose. It can be 10 to 30 minutes, it can be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, doesn't matter. But the more you focus on consistency, you're now telling the nervous system and training it on how to be consistent in a practice that it was not aware of dominating itself into conquering, honestly. Because when you conquer the left hand and you already have a dominant right hand, you're ambidextrous at this point. You can score on both sides of the ball. But I would say if I was anybody, so this is Jordan, by the way, so shout out to you for this question about the left hand. But I would say, for one, you have to train and practice your left hand as much as you do with the right hand. So it's like, don't stay on one side of the court and just dribble with your right hand. So like, if we look at the court or whatever, so the goal is facing where we are for right now, but you're behind the three-point line. When you're dribbling behind the three-point line right now, the free throw line's right in front of you. When you're dribbling, you have to be able to start thinking and start flowing outside the game of basketball at this point. Because a lot of people, they're able to stop you. For one, they dictate where you go, but you gotta dictate where they go. That's why if you conquer both sides of your hands, you'll be able to start dominating on the basketball court, because you're not just one-dimensional anymore. When you're scoring on 3 levels, you have to be able to use angles. That's all basketball is just angles anyways, and then how highly you think of those angles. So if you go to the left side, somebody's going to counter it. A great defensive player will counter it and stop you from getting to that spot. That's the thing too, I got to mention. When you're dribbling, find your spot before you shoot. So let's say you dribble for an hour in the gym by yourself. Nobody's in the gym, it's just you and your thoughts. You dribble. You're dribbling with your left hand. If I were you, I would close my eyes. You can sit down, you can stand up, you can walk, you can skip, you can run, whatever. But when you are sitting with your thoughts and you're dribbling for 10 minutes, you close your, or 50 or an hour minute, or 50 minutes or an hour, you're dribbling with your eyes closed. It's basically like a blind person dribbling a basketball. But they're not blind. They're just using their senses at a heightened rate that we are not awake to. When you're using that, feel the vibration, feel the noise, feel the tempo of the basketball dribbling on the ground. Boom, 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 boom. Now find your rhythm. Don't rush. You will lose the ball, and you should lose the ball, because if you were great with your left hand, you wouldn't ask me this question. But now if you will master the rhythm, boom, boom, find your tempo, because you can't speed up the fundamentals that you haven't mastered yet. So if you haven't mastered your footwork, then you shouldn't even be doing any dribbling drills through the legs, behind the back, doing all this different shit. No, don't even touch that yet. Focus on the basics. That's the thing with basketball players in this day and age. They don't focus on the basics of working on their weaknesses. Your weaknesses should be so strong that you strengthen your weaknesses that still were already strong. If you have a dominant right hand, make it more dominant. If you have a dominant left hand, make it more dominant. If you dominated both of your hands, make them more dominant. It's where you can't be guarded. That's how you should be dominating the game of basketball. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to put the work in. That's just me being honest with myself. And the thing is too, I was cold with both hands. I just didn't really use my left hand, because why? I can get to the right whenever I feel like it. And the thing is too, if you stop me from going to the right, I'm going to spin right back to the left. So you can't stop me no matter what. I just chose to do what I want to do, because the thing is, I dictate where I go. You're not guarding me. I'm just guarding myself. And the thing is too, if I wasn't meeting my expectations, I wasn't working hard enough. That's exactly why when I went against New Mexico State or whatever the case may be, I wasn't ready for that game, or University of New Mexico. I wasn't ready for that game. I wasn't ready for a D1 college. I wasn't ready to go up against them because, for one, I didn't have the capability mentally to be mentally strong. I wasn't focused. I wasn't focused on the right things. So I didn't think about going to the left or going to the right. I was just sitting here forcing up shit and just playing defense because I was stuck in the system. No. Go outside that system and work on your game, because your game dictates how long you stay in the game and what school you'll be going to keep on playing this game. Because the thing is, too, the game that you play, that's the thing. It's a play on the game. And the thing is, too, basketball is a play within the game itself. And the thing is, too, basketball plays itself every single day. So it's like, why even focus on one hand when you can work on both? And the thing is, too, when you're dribbling, okay, so now you already did stationary dribbling. So now dribble fast with your left hand. Boom, 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 boom. Then as you do that, it's like, okay, now as you're dribbling with your left hand really fast, now it's like, all right, close your eyes and start moving forward and move backward. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now you're not doing anything else. You're not going to the right hand just yet, so you're still dribbling. Now dribble to the side. Boom, boom, boom. You stop, take a second, you catch yourself. You may lose it. Go get the ball, come back to that spot. Boom. And we haven't even gotten to the spots that you shoot from. No, you just dribble. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now, before you even go back to that right hand, still focus on what you can do. You create your own methods to practice. You create your own methods to practice, because when you start practicing methods, now you begin to understand there are two, can't make this up, there's a family right here who's, out of all the spots, there's so many bitches in this park that you can sit at, but you want to sit right next to where I'm making the video at. You can't make this stuff up. Energy never lies. So now, and the thing is too, even these women right here, y'all been taking pictures for damn near an hour. It's like, come on, let's get real with ourselves here. What are you doing it for? So now, anyways, let's focus though. That's the thing right there too. You focus on what the focus is on, your left hand. And as you dribble, okay, so now you're pacing yourself, you're running, boom, 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 boom. You're dribbling, you may lose it, cool, that's fine. Make it a narrative in your mind to say, if I lose the ball, I gotta run now. Discipline yourself when you master this perception of your left hand. And the thing is too, okay, so you did dribbling for an hour, let's move on now. Okay, so when you're going, now they wanna walk, it's crazy. So when you dribble, do left hand layups only, by the way. So you're dribbling, you got your right hand. What I would do is put my right hand behind my back, boom, 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 layup, boom, 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 dunk it, boom, 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 reverse layup. So now you're doing 3 different methods with one hand that you are weakened by. That's just day one, by the way. We're not even into the actual workout for real. The workout don't start till you start sweating. And then the thing is too, when you are drenched in sweat, you still keep working, because the work ain't gonna stop. Just because you stop working doesn't mean you stop working. You keep working on your weaknesses, because they have to be your strengths for when you get ready for war. When you go into that court and you play a game for your high school team or your AAU team, that is the warfare. That is what you're going to get. You're going up against yourself every single day. So if you haven't worked on your right hand or your left hand, you can't dribble then. You can't shoot. You can't get to your spots. So you're easy to guard. But when you work on your game at all parameters, by the 3, outside the 3, by half court, in the mid-range, in the paint, when you can score at all those levels, you are unguardable now at this point. And the thing is, so you don't have to dribble down the court to get to where you want to go. Your teammates will pass you the ball to where you can get to your spots, because they know your game too, because they played on the same team as you. But the thing is, you got to work for your team. You have to start overworking outside of your team's performance rate. If your teammates can't go in the gym every single day and work on their weaknesses, then why pass them the ball? If you have a 3-point shooter on your team who's classified as a 3-point shooter and they can't hit fucking threes, then why give him the ball? But see, trust your teammates, because your teammates should be working on his 3-point shot. But why isn't he doing that? He's focused on something else. So when you're in the game, you're passing him the ball, and he's 0 for 10. Why give him the ball at that point? But you can't do it by yourself. That's exactly why you have to condition the mind to start focusing on being a team player, being team-oriented, being a leader, telling your team. And you should not even tell a grown-ass man or a teenager or a young kid on what to do, because if you want to be a basketball player, you have to put the work for yourself into telling yourself, I have to go put in 1,000 shots a day. You have to have 10,000 hours to master a craft. And if you haven't even mastered that craft, then you can't be a master at your craft. You don't put the work or the time into being a master at your craft. Go look up 10,000 hours and what it takes to be consistently great. The greats who do what they do every single day, they push through boredom. It will get boring when you're in the gym by yourself, doing left hand drills. But that's the initiative that you want to make for yourself, right? If you want to have a complete method in the game, you got to go in both dimensions. That's exactly why it would be hard to even guard me if I took basketball very seriously, because I can go both ways. I can go to the right or to the left, and the thing is too, you can't stop me till I miss a shot. And if you block my shot, I'm gonna still go back up and finish it again. And if you foul me, I'm still go back up and finish it again. So you cannot stop me till I stop myself. So the thing is, I can go on the right side, boom, Hakeem Olajuwon your ass, pump fake, go on the left-hand side. You be like, what the fuck? I can go on the right side. You see me going, you fall for the pump fake, I'm spinning to my left. I can dribble from the three-point line, break you down, left hand, right hand, left hand. I'm watching your feet, watch your movements. I go to the left-hand side, you stop me there, boom, counter attack. I bring it back, you're falling for it, boom, 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 shake your ass, go to the right side. Now you're shifting over here, but the whole entire time I'm going right back to the crossover, boom. Now I'm on the left-hand side. You're gonna have to foul me now because you're on the other side of my body. You're on the right-hand side of my body, and you thought I was going to the right-hand side of my body, but the whole entire time, I'm on the left-hand side of my body finishing on you. And one, because you guys slapped me, you gotta foul me. And if I miss, Smokey Robinson. Just that simple. That's exactly why too, when you master the left hand, your left hand becomes your best friend now, because you're basically mastering divine masculine and divine feminine parts of your spirit. Basketball is a spiritual game that you have to practice every single day. So the thing is too, it's like, what are you observing? What are you consistently being great at? Are you being great at your strengths, or are you being great at your weaknesses? Because your weaknesses are still your strengths when you are strengthening your weaknesses. But the thing is though, your weaknesses are still strong or in their weakening basically. So if your weaknesses are still strong, then how can you strengthen up your strength when it was already strong? So if your left hand is strong, okay, cool, you're doing left-handed layups. Excuse me. Now do left-handed hooks. Now go behind the back with your left hand, bring it to the right hand. Play as if you had one arm. No offense to any one-arm hoopers, but play as if you have one arm. I guarantee you, in the game, it'll be too easy at this point. You can basically play the game with your left hand by itself. And niggas will be like, bro, he has two arms and he's playing with one arm. I'm just playing around now. That's how the game should be for you. Basketball should be so fun to where when you score, it's light work for you. When they foul you, they gotta foul you. When you get a board, that's your board. When you play defense, that's my stop. You gotta demand everything in this world. And if you can't demand a better left hand, then your left hand will be better for you. And if you can't be better for your left hand, then why would the right hand work in tangible with the left hand? You got to master both sides of your body to even be a potential basketball player, because once you do that, you are now operating the arm, leg, arm, and head. Once you do that, you basically are mastering the perception of God through the physical capability of the flesh, or the flesh of Satan. So now when you master Satan, you become the master of Satanism. That's all basketball is, mastering Satanism. And once you are playing with the element of a ball, which is Space Jam, for example. And the thing is too, I feel like I have a basketball in my hand right now because it's embedded into my DNA. So as I'm dribbling right now, boom, you're just flowing. You dictate how fast you want to go and how fast you want to dribble with the speed of the game. Because the thing is too, the game is not fast, but it's fast within the mindset of what the players are existing in. So when you're going outside of your spirit, who has the strongest spirit outside of Satanism's mind control? And that's the thing is too. And the thing is, you gotta understand, basketball is Luciferianism. Once you master Luciferianism, you can master basketball at any age, at any different height, doesn't matter. Because it's heart over height anyways. So going up against a 7'3", or anybody who's over 6'7". So the thing is, if you're taller than me, I would tell you what I'm gonna do to you and you still can't stop me. And if you do block my shot, if you do stop me, whatever the case may be, cool. I got more to work on. But all I know is if you're taller than that, so like from 6'7", if you're taller than 6'7", going on to 7 foot or whatever, I'm gonna just dribble outside of the paint to where now you have to play at my pace. So I'm either speed it up, I'm gonna slow it down. Either way it goes, I'm gonna get a shot, I'm gonna get a layup in, and it'll be too fast for you because your speed as you get taller, it's like a step slower. But now if you're shorter than me, I'm posting you up. So you cannot stop me at any different level till you are experienced with the game of basketball, because you gotta master your spirit outside of, outside of Satanism and Luciferianism. Once you do that, the equilibrium of these spell castings on the game that you were sacrificed to, you now become the sacrificial lamb that was always the greatest of all time. Because the thing is too, to be the greatest of all time, how much greatness are you putting into time that isn't aware of what it was practicing within its own time frame, that was stuck in the chamber of the secrets that you keep out loud? If you're playing the game of basketball in the dark, then what will come to the light? If you have mastered and put in the time and the work ethic in the gym with the weaknesses that you are putting into the basket, that's all it is. You got to be able to put things into the basket that was never really making itself in the basket. Once you go outside, once you keep shooting and you see the ball going outside the basket, go with your left hand and shoot with your left hand. It looks weird. It's going to be off. You may air ball, whatever, cool. But your misses are your makes. So when you see the ball missing, you're making your misses because you're still taking the shots. That's the make right there. So when you make the shots and you see it going through the hoop and it's bouncing back to you, you have to go get it. Now you're mastering what the mind is insane of being. It's like your mind is so insane that it thinks to itself, damn, it feels good seeing the ball go through the hoop, but it gets boring after a while. That's insanity because you're doing the same exact program every single day. But are you being mindful of the boring success that you are already successful in? If you want to reap what you are sowing, then be greater than what your boredom has brought you into being aware in. Have a great and divine day, Divine Reflection.